Just a sec. Had to turn the volume down on that. Okay. So here I am back again. I've been still looking for heavy cargoes, and I realized, oh, I can load the Jazzy Cat one to cargoes. I had those ages ago. And he's modded them. You don't need the heavy cargo versions. I checked some of the SII files, and yes, when it says 60 tons, it seems to be 60 tons. So I'll play around with those. I loaded them, but it takes a while to get them all loaded. And in the meantime, there seem to be a lot more that pop up, a lot more heavy cargoes that pop up in Iroquois Falls than Sudbury. So I think what I'll do is I'll just bobtail from Sudbury up to Iroquois Falls so I can see the road. It's not a long trip, 5 hours, 6 hours, which is 18 minutes in the game. So I think we can do that. So fire it up. Temperature's 21°C. What are the settings here? Man, the water's 22, strangely enough. Oh, it's 24. And everything will go up nicely. Not that you need to, but we can pretend that we're spending time and warming everything up to the operating temperature. Fuel, lots of fuel. So, here it is, Sunday morning. We'll skip church. And we'll, let's put the running lights on. And go up to Iroquois Falls. Oh, try turning right, Mike. And not catching the back end on the fence. There. I've turned the steering up a little bit. Hopefully this is more better. We'll see what happens. Now we have to sit. Well, damn you. Let's check our steering options. Let's see what our steering is set at before we get going too much. Controller. Yeah, sensitivity's up, linearity is back down, so we'll see what that does. Searching for elusive steering settings that I had. I don't know what happened. I tried resetting controllers and stuff, but nope. Seems when you jump out of the screen to check things and come back in, you're no longer in gear, which is kind of annoying. But damn, another light? No. So, downtown Sudsbury or something. Not sure what these factories are. Don't see a lot of head frames for mines. Sudbury's big for nickel. There was a big there's a Sudbury Basin, which was created by a whacking great meteorite that hit Sudbury and had a lot of nickel in it, so left a lot of nickel deposits. Some buried deep by the force of the blow, but it was into the Canadian Shield, so it's pretty hard rock to work in. But big nickel mines. Just be the light. So, welcome viewer. As I mentioned, I'm changing lanes. I'm bobtailing from Sudsbury up to Iroquois Falls because I'm looking for heavy loads and not finding heavy loads. And I realized, wait, I can load Jazzy Cat stuff. So I loaded his military trailer, so I'll get a whole for ATS. I think they're American looking. They're covered with... We'll have to look at them carefully to see whether you just use the European ones. And if we're driving Russian tanks all over America, that's going to piss off Trump to no end, but I don't think so. I have a bit of problems with the steering on this, but I cranked up the sensitivity. I haven't changed the settings, but maybe, I don't know. Windows drivers seem to interfere more with the Logitechs now. I think they used to just leave it alone and let Logitech do all the driver stuff, but I think Windows now has more initial control in their wisdom. We'll have to watch our speed with this because we're empty. Oh, may have to pause on occasion here. Well, I mean, I'll just mute, but pause my chattering to cough because I feel like I'm getting a cold. That would be not unusual given that it's, you know, been 20 some degrees below C. Below 0 C in the daytime. We're going to Chapleau on 144. Eventually. Whoop, 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 whoop. Well, everybody's going to pause now. Sort of. Watch them carefully. Sometimes the AI doesn't pause. Oh, my bad. I really shouldn't have pulled out like that, but thank you, everybody. So, this is the way they implement the rocks. There's a lot of rocks in Northern Ontario, and I guess this is the only way they can do it, by looking like they're scattered all over the... Looks like a landscaper has come through and done what they think Northern Ontario should look like. Because actually what we do have are a lot of rock cuts. A lot of hills, and the highway the highways now, they blast through a rock cut, and whatever they got blasted out of there, they used to fill in the next little valley, little creek, and level things out somewhat. But it's kind of neat to drive through, and you know, you might have 30-foot high walls on either side of the highway. Nice echoes on a big truck like this from the exhaust. This is cute. I'd forgotten about this. The implementation of rocks here. It must have got good FPS. I see I got 60 up there. 60's good. So we'll be up there in 5 hours, which is 5 hours game time, 15 minutes real time. So, but by then it still should be. It's only going to be just after lunch on Sunday. Hopefully we then will find a nice heavy load to take out west, because that's my thing. I want to do heavy haul. So my course is plotted to the garage in the Iroquois Falls, so I can get the wide load sign on the front and the 2 flags. I've upped the engine. I'll show you what I've got now. Diagnostic, blah blah blah. I've now got the 550. It's a Cat, I believe, Caterpillar, and I've changed the transmission now to an 18 speed. Even fuller 18. It was 13, and I'm still using the automatic, but it's a bit more foot-pounds torque. I think the differential is the same. It's still, I think, let me look at my notes here. Differential, it's still 3.25. I'd prefer like a 3.7 maybe for heavy hauling, but this will do, and I'll be able to do some, you know, there's some 60-ton tanks and stuff. I'll be able to grab one and go. I'll have to work at it to pull it, but that's the way I like to set up. I could go to, you know, level up and eventually go to an 800 horsepower engine or something, but in real life I don't think they would do that. I know Sergei Drachev that I follow on YouTube, his heavy hauling is a balance between speed and fuel efficiency. You can get an 800 horsepower engine, I guess, but you're going to just be sucking up the fuel, and you don't really want to be going, well, you're usually speed limited. You know, if it's, you know, it's 100k here, so you got a sports car, you could be going 140, but it's really going to be harder to steer that kind of load. And I cranked the brakes way down and the trailer stability way down, so the high speeds of that kind of load, you're taking a corner too fast, you lose the trailer, and you try to jam on the brakes, and it takes a long time to stop. So here we are driving to, whoop, this truck wanders, I'm not sure why. And it's not a heavy, I thought maybe it was because the heavy load was pushing the back down too much and unloading the front wheels, but well, we're bobtailing, we got no load. I'll get used to it. I just have to pay attention. More attention, see, it wanders like that occasionally. Sensitivity, maybe that'll help. Let me see here. Although I shouldn't have to. Let's see what this does, and hopefully I don't crash. Check in the settings to make sure. I think I go to, there's a couple of utilities you can use with Logitech. I'm going to go in and make sure after this trip that I actually have the little box ticked off that says game is allowed to override settings, because I cranked the sensitivity up and this should be twitchy as hell. Not really, it's still wandering. Doesn't seem to have any, doesn't seem as if the game has modified the settings. Good collection of traffic. I've got the mod that does the I think it's called DP's realistic traffic mod. It adds more traffic depending on location, time of day, whether it's a major highway or a back road. I haven't been looking for military traffic. but I should be seeing more. I think the Jazzy Cat traffic is below his mod, so. Or Jazzy Cat trailer, so I should be seeing more. Trucks there, but no tanks or Bradleys or anything like that. Dang. So, like I said, if you've just joined, I'm Bobtailing from Sudsbury up to Iroquois Falls, because there tend to be more heavy loads in Iroquois Falls, and I've added the Jazzy Cat Heavy, or just the trailer, or the military pack, which has a lot of tanks and Bradleys and stuff like that. Military cranes, so there definitely will be more military. Iroquois Falls have more heavy haul than Sudbury, it seemed, and this pack, once they kick in, because it takes a while for the game to blend in new trailers. Once they kick in, it'll be good. We'll have lots. Then I can take a heavy load out west of Iroquois Falls through more exciting Canadian wilderness like this. I realize this type of year definitely would have snow, but I tried that mod and it made everything boring. Covered with snow. Even the trees, which have a bit of variation now, the trees were just all darkish something with a dusting of snow. Grass was all bumps with a few inches of snow on top of it. Weeds sticking out. Rest stop gas station? I'm good. Canada, of course, because this is Canada, a Canada map, and that's one of our big gas stations. Sort of a government affair. Bit of coffee for my dry throat. And my tired head. Today was a day of some successes, I guess, some getting ready for my next round of Words in 80 Days, which starts today. So I figured out what my objectives are going to be in writing and reading and writerly things. Did some actual writing, had some laundry, had some lunch, taking a break, driving up where I used to live, up in Northern Ontario. I could be going faster, but with this weird steering, faster is not good. And we'll be turning. Ooh, I hear a bus. Jeez, they're loud bastards. Chapleau West on 101, and Iroquois Falls East on 101 and Highway 11, across Canada Highway, northern route. Might wait a while for this guy. I suppose I could sneak by on the grass, but that would be rude. Oh, I see. There's a break. So after this transport, he'll be clear on the left. 10 trucks to go here in front of him on the right. If it were me, I would have pulled out in front of him. You just do that, you just take your lane. And, well, you take their lane, people let you in. He's got not a lot there, he's got 3 to wait for now. Oh, some of them are actually aggressive. Somebody else will get through after this. Maybe. Oh, come on, UPS. Jeez, drive like a UPS. Ooh, look at that traffic jam going up that hill. Okay, now. UPS, go. Jeez. I was looking. He had gone somehow. Maybe changed his mind and turned right. Like whack-a-mole, the way these rocks pop up. Software renders them. It's like when mountains pop up in the distance. Should do a save here. Just in case, the game auto-saves. Not very often though. I'm sure there's an option for that. Somebody's probably done a patch. The nice thing about SCS software is there's not an awful lot of parameters in the game that are set from data in files, and so you just find out what that is, and it's commented too. Sorry, another drink of lukewarm coffee. Well commented too. So you can go in and tweak things to play with the physics or the response in weather or weights or economy or season or time of day. Something here. Another T in the road. A left turn for us. Our turn to sit there forever. Looks like there was a traffic jam. Oh yeah, should be using Jake. I've got Jake now. So, let's see what happens. The brake after the bus. Not really. We got one 2, 3. Oh, we got a lot of cars piled up trying to turn left, so I think we're gonna have to just be dorky here. Next time there's a break, I'm gonna pull out. Oh yeah, because you guys didn't do anything. Next time's the break on the left, I'm gonna pull out and oh, Heroic Trucker, he's back. Hi. This time I'll try to keep an eye on the chat so I don't forget that there's people sometimes talking. Okay, after this guy. Sorry. Yeah, my bad. Ooh, and a bus actually let me in. That's unusual. Okay, so an update. Bobtailing from Sudsbury to Iroquois Falls because I have seen a lot more heavy haul coming out of Iroquois Falls than Sudsbury. There's nothing here. Plus, I've just added the Jazzy Cat. I tried doing a few rests, but it didn't get enough. The game didn't load very many new trailers from the Jazzy Cat and military mod, so better just to drive up to Iroquois Falls and pick something heavy up there, like a 60-ton tank or something. Cold. It's been cold. My Twitch is okay, but as I said, my wheel's still a little dodgy, and I'm gonna look at one of the parameters and see whether the little box is checked that said let game override settings, because I really cranked up the sensitivity. It didn't seem to make any difference. So here at Iroquois Falls, in real life, big pulp paper. In the game, typical smallish town, some generic things. Not as cold now that I'm driving. I've taken the winter mod out, but it's cold in real life. It's still, well, I'm here in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, and it's still minus a lot. Cold snap. It's still, minus 20 C. Whatever the hell that is in Fahrenheit. Minus a lot. But it's been colder, and I've been colder. My limit, I think, minus 48 C. Ooh, light. And we're not dropping anything off, we're just bobtailing up to the garage to check out the cargoes, hopefully find a heavy haul, and to add our wide load signs and flags and grab the heavy haul out to the west. What is this guy doing? Stop before, yes, it's a stop sign. Okay, we'll stop like you did. And is there anything? No. Oh my gracious. I wonder how responsive this guy is. Oh, he's got maybe a heavy load. Kenworth behind me. Oops. Sometimes forget this is not a flat front Scania. This is an American truck. very large protrusion out the front. Absolutely no sexual connotations to the preference for that kind of truck. And here's the garage. Here we are. Home again, jiggity jig. Okay, let's try cargos. Take the gear up on the brake and job market. Here we are, Iroquois Falls, and we have, look at this, isn't this nice? Lots of stuff. Thank you, Jazzy. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, so we don't want to go to Quebec City, no. We could go to Russell, Manitoba with 43 tons. That'd be nice. I like those things. Oh, and it's got, I think, a Jeep in the front and a Stinger in the back. Ooh, it's sort of the longest trailer they do. Definitely challenges in cornering, so I'm going to have to fix this steering. Lift, chassis, Trois-Rivières, down to Kingston. No, this definitely is, sorry, this definitely is the one I want. But, my apologies, heroic trucker and other viewers. I'm going to have to quit and get out and check some parameters on here to try to get the steering. But maybe that's it. Maybe I just haven't set the override, let game override settings. There we go.